3 weeks ago, you hired Elon Musk, entry level, 40 grand a year. He showed up 4 minutes late because he'd parked a Cybertruck on the sidewalk. By the end of his first month, your 11-person greeting card company had a rocket division, no HR department, and a declared rivalry with the nation of Brazil. His name is Elon. He reports to you. And you would really like to speak to whoever allowed this. Not advises you. Not consults for you, works for you. There's a little box on the org chart with his name in it, and a line going straight up to yours. You're the boss. He's the new hire. Hold on to that. You'll need it. This is the story of how the most powerful man on earth became your lowest paid employee, and why that was the last good decision you ever made. It only works if you accept the premise completely, so accept it. Elon Musk works for you. How does that happen? Honestly, it doesn't matter. Maybe he lost a bet. Maybe it's a tax thing. Maybe he wanted to understand the trenches. Pick whichever version lets you sleep at night. What matters is the interview, because that was the last moment you were in control and you had no idea. He arrives 4 minutes late in the suit he wears to congressional hearings and shakes your hand like he's acquiring it. You ask where he sees himself in 5 years. He says, Mars. You laugh. He does not. It is not a joke. You ask his greatest weakness. He says he works too hard. It's the answer everyone gives. His is the only one that's ever been true. And you say yes? Of course you say yes. You run an 11-person company and the most relentless human being in history just offered to work for 40 grand a year. That isn't a hire. That's a cheat code. You'll think about that word a lot later. Cheat code. Usually around 2 in the morning, usually because of an email. Day 1, and by every measure you have, the best hire you've ever made. He's there before you. He's there after you. By day 2, you're fairly sure he hasn't left the building. He arrives carrying a sink, an actual porcelain sink. He says, let it sink in. You don't get it. He does not explain it. He sets it down in the break room, where it will stay for the rest of this story. He won't fill out the W-4. Paperwork, he explains, is a bug. You make a note to follow up. You will not follow up. You hired him as a junior associate. By lunch, his email signature reads, Chief Everything. You did not approve that. It does not appear to require your approval. There's a bed under his desk now. And an orange carpet. You did not order an orange carpet, and you are afraid to ask where it came from. You come in at 7 a.m., and he's already there, refreshed, having shipped, overnight, unasked, a 40-page memo titled, Greeting Cards, a First Principles Rethink, a redesigned logo, and a plan to make the cards 30% lighter for eventual orbital delivery. He has also stopped going home. There's a sleeping bag beside the bed now in case the bed is occupied. You decide not to ask by whom, and here's the thing, it's working. He's a machine. You start to think, maybe this is fine. Maybe you just hired the best employee on the planet, and the sink is the price of admission. Then you open the email, the one that landed at 2:17 in the morning. Subject line, all capitals, extremely hardcore. Going forward, it reads, to build a breakthrough greeting card company, everyone will need to be extremely hardcore. Long hours, high intensity, only exceptional performance will count as a passing grade. Click yes to remain employed. You have sent a version of this email, smaller, nicer. Just circling back, same email, Monday stand-up was supposed to be 15 minutes. It becomes a 4-hour all-hands about colonizing the supply closet. He has a slide deck. The deck has a roadmap. The roadmap goes to 2031. He asks each person to justify their existence in a single sentence. Brenda from Accounts Payable cries. He marks this down as useful data. He fires the office plant for underperformance. He is not joking, and to be fair to him, the plant was dying. He introduces a rule. Anyone may attend any meeting, but if you're not adding value, you should leave. By Thursday, every meeting is just him, alone, talking to an empty room, adding value. He asks to see the source code for the car printer. You explain that it's a printer. He asks to see the printer's source code. He works 80, 120 hours a week, and he says the number's like a flex. He does not understand why you go home at 6. He assumes you're being polite. And one night you look up and it's 9 p.m. And you're still there too. You told yourself you were leaving at 6. You don't remember deciding to stay. Here's what you haven't worked out yet. He isn't doing too much. This is just his normal. You hired a man whose normal is a national emergency, and you pointed him at stationery. Friday, 6 p.m., you go home. Mistake. By Monday, the product is different. He rewrote it over the weekend. Nobody asked him to. He calls it shipping. You call it what happened to our website. And then, in the very next meeting, you catch yourself calling it shipping too. Your one genuinely competent engineer corrects him, out loud, on the company Slack. Actually, that's not how the card printer works. Elon replies with 2 words. He's fired. The engineer was right. He is still fired. Then he starts firing by reply all. The list of things he has now fired includes 3 people. The office plan again, the office Wi-Fi, and a vendor whose name he simply didn't like. He buys your only competitor, a sweet 30-year-old family business called Wishing Well Cards, with the petty cash. He seems surprised to learn that it's binding. You don't have a competitor anymore. You have a subsidiary. You did not authorize a subsidiary. He tries to back out of the purchase. He cannot. The judge explains slowly that this is, in fact, how buying a company works. He finds this unreasonable. And then, over a single weekend, with no one sign-off, he renames the company to X, just X. The old sign comes down. A glowing X gets bolted to the roof. He's wanted that letter since the 1990s. He named one of his actual children something close to it. The cards are already reprinted. Your greeting cards now just say X. X, he explains, is going to be an everything app. Greeting cards, yes, but also payments. And video and banking. You sell birthday cards. You are now apparently a bank. And somewhere around the new roof sign, it lands on you. You have the title. He has the company. Your name sits at the top of the org chart and means precisely nothing, because power was never the chart. Power is whoever just acts, while everyone else is still asking permission. And he has never once asked permission. And now the bill comes due, not on him, on you. Your name is the one in every piece of it. Revenue is up 4,000%. Off a condolence card he redesigned to just read, "It is what it is." It is now, against everything you believe in, the best-selling card in the country. But the lawyer lives in your inbox now, yours specifically, because you're the one who signed. He runs the company by tweet. He announced a merger, a layoff, and a new product before lunch, and one of those tweets had a number in it. The number was not cleared by anyone with a law degree. The regulators don't call him. They call you, and you catch yourself defending it. It tested well, actually. You do not fully recognize the voice that says this. You are, somehow, at war with Brazil. It began as a disagreement with a single judge. It ended as a nationwide ban. You make greeting cards. You are banned in Brazil. The office is on fire. Not only metaphorically, though also metaphorically. He wanted to know whether the new cardstock was flame retardant. It was not. The data, he notes calmly from across the parking lot, is still useful. To restore confidence, he calls a press event. To prove the new cardstock is indestructible, he has someone hurl a steel ball at it, on stage, live in front of investors. It shatters. He does the demonstration a second time with the cracked card still sitting behind him. The stock goes up, and the part you can't say out loud, the part that keeps you up at night, some of it is working. The thing you'd have spent 2 years being too afraid to try, he did before lunch, by accident. And it worked. You hate how much it worked. So you do the one thing a normal boss has left, you give him a performance review. You put him on a PIP, a performance improvement plan. It's a formal document. It has a tone. The tone is HR. You sit him down. You tell him he's been, and you're quoting the handbook here, exceeding the scope of his role. He nods. He takes it as a compliment. And that is when the catch in the cheat code finally shows itself. The whole plan assumes one thing, that he wants to keep the job. He does not need the job. He has forgotten he has a job. You were never his boss. You were his landlord. He won't quit. And you can't fire him. The one time you tried, the reply all briefly fired you instead. So it simply continues. The company is worth more than it has ever been and makes no sense at all. You're at war with Brazil. There is an X on the roof. And then, one night, you stayed late. Everyone else has gone home. You open your laptop. You start to type an email. It's 2:14 in the morning. The subject line is in capital letters. And you do not notice that you're doing it. A week later, you're on the other side of the desk. A new interview, a new entry-level hire. You lean back and you hear yourself ask, "So, tell me about yourself." The man across the table smiles and folds his hands. It's Jeff Bezos. What could go wrong?